Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you guys in the studios talking a little real estate. Nothing better than real estate on a Saturday, on a weekend. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, and thank you for tuning in. If you happen to tune in for the first time, say, who's that guy on the radio? Well, my name's Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and we do this show every week. We talk about real estate with Ryan. We talk about the housing market in East Tennessee, whether you're buying, selling, investing. How about in today's market, you really want to know what's going on with the interest rates, and can I sell your house? How about find something? We'll talk about that and so much more every week. We try to have fun, too. Try not to be robots. You know, it's off the cuff over here, no script. Just some fun times and sharing our experience with you guys. And thank everybody that listens to us. We have a strong audience base that has just nothing but support, and we really appreciate you guys. We don't say it enough, so I'm going to make sure that I say it more. All of our clients, customers that listen, past clients, we really appreciate you so much. So if you're happy to tune in, you can always catch us on News Talk 98.7 at 1 p.m. or Talk Radio 92.3 FM. I have AM 1170. I think that's right. I'm sorry. If I got it wrong, guys, so sorry. But Talk Radio 92.3 FM at 11. And if happen to miss this Real Estate with Ryan segment there, no worries. We got you covered on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and then, of course, all the podcasts like Spotify, YouTube, Google, all those things. So a lot to cover today, and appreciate you being with us. As always, I've got a great show for you, and we try to time it today with the market and what's going on, how we can relate. I know it's the spring market. Things are getting hot and heavy. We're picking up in our industry, and it's a time where the flowers are in full bloom. Weather's finally changing in East Tennessee. And we say, well, what's affordable housing, Ryan? Rates are 7.6. They went up here recently. Feds are talking about possibly doing something. Not sure if the feds know what they're going to do, but that leaves us as consumers and in the market and in the business. What do we do? And so our show today is going to be about what would it take for houses to be affordable in the U.S. again? I mean, from affordability, I know we talk about that. So we're going to dive into that with Real Estate with Ryan, talk some numbers, some data, some opportunities here, I think, for you. I think you enjoy the show a lot. And some of the challenges that we'll face in the real estate market this year. And also, our prediction going into 2028, where some of the experts are facing where the real estate market will be. So have some good topics for you. So I hope you guys stay tuned, and we enjoy being with you. Got some new listings, as always, some congrats, some thank yous. So we'll start off with that. New listing on 335 Diedrich Avenue in Knoxville. Historic home, beautiful property, recent updates. Make sure you check that. That's going on the market in days. We got 1877 Hidden Deer Lane, Knoxville, West Knoxville. Make sure you check that property out. Cul-de-sac lot, fenced-in backyard, 4-bedroom. It's immaculate. Make sure you check that one out, coming up in days. And congrats to our new buyers that just relocated out of town from Michigan. They're coming to East Tennessee. It's never an easy move when you're moving from out of state. You know, they came here for a weekend, tried to find something, set the realistic expectation, and we didn't find it on the spot, but we were able to find them something in Maryville and actually put that property under contract. They're coming back for inspections, and they're super excited. Their home in Michigan's under contract, working with their team down there, and so super congrats for our new friends in East Tennessee. Exciting. And then some closed listings. Congrats on 132 Sandpiper Lane. Bean Station closed. Appreciate the great review and just the kind words from our great sellers there. 719 Wiley Oakley Drive Lane in Gatlinburg. Beautiful cabin. It was actually the owner's personal residence. It was never rented out, but it could be rented. And I think that's what's going to happen. Listed before. Marketing wasn't there, and we were able to get it sold in a couple weeks. And then happened to sell the neighbor down the street. Congrats at 716 Village Loop under contract. Same price range, 1.5 plus. Congrats to both sellers there on your new journey and your new investment that you're going to get. 809 Wattle Blossom Way, Gatlinburg. Congrats to our great sellers there. And then in Knoxville, 307 Whiskey Barrel Way, condo. Super excited for my seller there. Avid listener of the radio station. Called us for an opportunity, as we always talk about. Give us an opportunity, and they gave us one, and we did a record job above list price. And more importantly about all that is she started a new journey to meet a new special someone in her life in the West Coast. And so we're super excited for her. And, she mentioned that we were an opportunity to talk about that. And I said, there's nothing more special than that opportunity, and glad to be part of it. So if you guys are tuning in, and we know the real estate market's going to pick up, if you're buying or selling, what do we do in all this prices? We know rates have increased about 7.6. Slowed things down last week. This week has not been as busy as we expected. And that's always what you're going to see in the marketplace now. Interest rates increase. That's why we're talking about affordability today. Will anything be affordable? We still have prices in inventory at record lows, but then we go out here with the interest rates. If we have to borrow money, doesn't make sense. But we have seen, as we talked about last week, some of the luxury market increase. So why is that? I think it's an increase in inventory. I was doing a look for a great client that we're about to put on the market. It's in the Sevierville market. A lot of cabins coming to the market, a lot of investment opportunity, a lot of depreciation opportunity. I was talking with another investor, and a lot of opportunities that you're seeing up in the Smokies or these second home markets is the opportunity to depreciate. A lot of people don't understand it. They think it's cash flow, which is one part of it. But assets, which is real estate, if it's investing, provide a great depreciation. It's something that you can do. It's called a cost segregation as well. And you can bonus depreciate all that in 1 year. Still have that opportunity there. So real estate's providing a lot of opportunities with the new tax laws that are changing. We know it seems like if you did your taxes like we have, it seems like we're paying Uncle Sam a little bit more. It's like grocery store, right? Taxes, real estate, prices, rent. Where does it end? That's kind of where we want to start today's show. But be thinking about that. If you're thinking about, selling, where do you start that journey? Obviously, we do this show every week for a combination of reasons. We always want you to have an opportunity, get an idea to know us. It's so hard in today's market. You talk, one of the most 5 stressful things you can do is buy or sell a house. And maybe it's an investment property where there's a 1031, where there's, actually time restraints that have to be, performed by or identify, or you pay Uncle Sam even more money. And so we don't want that. So we do this show to kind of get to know you and also get a feel of what you're dealing with as far as an agent or broker on our side and our experience level to help you. And so hopefully we demonstrate that every week, and would love to help you any way we can. If you need us for anything at all, obviously the office number is 865-693-SOLD. But if you're starting that journey, what I would encourage you to do is go to our website, take a few moments, even if you're not there now, but you're planning on selling in 2024, the opportunity is now to have that conversation. I think a couple people went out to their house in the last couple of weeks to start that conversation of curb appeal, showing what we need to do, any improvements, home inspection items that could possibly come out. Go to my website, go to ryancoleman.org. Right on the front page, right there will give you instant value of what your home is worth. You don't have to even talk to me. We'll give it to you right on the computer. But if you want the most accurate opportunity, we can always come out and talk to you further. Totally up to you, but that's where I would start. Let's get into our show. What would it take for houses to be affordable in the U.S. again? Obviously, who knows? But home prices have surged over the past 4 years, and mortgage rate increases since 2022 have made home purchases cost more prohibitive, especially for first-time buyers. Mortgage rates, as well as surge in median household incomes, would be needed. I think that's one of the things we saw the other day, was that you have to make almost $100,000 to afford approximately somewhere in the $400,000, $450,000 price range. Additional supply of new homes will also be needed, as the U.S. is building far fewer homes than we've ever seen since the Great Depression. I don't know, it seems like here in East Tennessee, I see more new construction than I ever see, but across the country, we're seeing a stall on that. The American dream of home ownership is in serious trouble, and it would be a dramatic shift in the marketplace to bring it back with a reach for most families. To be specific, most houses that are affordable, typical incomes back in 2020 would have to fall below 40%. And I think that's the challenge we're talking about, affordability today. I had an opportunity to meet with a builder, 2 new constructions in Dandridge, beautiful properties, 2,000, and they're actually a townhouse and duplex style. And they're under a certain price range, which falls into the affordability. But do we see those properties anymore? Are they becoming affordable? And then less likely that builders are targeting to the affordability market. Yep. And so that's a challenge in today's market. Not only is it first-time buyers in today's market finding something affordable, now we're matching with the interest rates. And how do we be able to put all that together? Look, we're coming up on here the second half. I got more details, more numbers in what we're projecting 2028. Stay with us with Real Estate with Ryan. Second half comes right back up.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, guys, back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. Second half, thank you for tuning in. We're talking about affordability. Will that ever happen in the U.S. again? I sure hope so. But it's challenging right now. Affordability is on the topic of everybody on the news, and it's on the minds of a lot of Americans across the country. Affordability on anything, much less real estate. But that's what we're talking about today. And I was talking about in the first segment, additional supplies of homes, of new homes specifically, would help. And we're building far few homes that are ever needed since the Great Recession. Okay, it's hard to believe, as I was talking about. It's kind of hard to believe as much new construction as we see here. But kind of diving into that, the dream of home ownership obviously has some challenges. Highlighted those. So I say, Ryan, I got this all the time. What do you think the real estate market, what's the biggest challenge? I get this all the time. What's the biggest challenge in today's real estate market? We say, it's common. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? And where do we think the market's going? And I've always said for a while, it's hard to say. We know our inventory as a whole, kind of going through some of our numbers on inventory, we're about a 3.2 month supply of inventory. And so what that means is, an average market that's normal has 6 months of inventory if you never sold anything. And so we're at 3.2, just kind of flipping some numbers here, get some data for you, some stats. That's challenging because inventory has remained prices to keep them high. But the affordability factor, where rates are higher, it doesn't make sense. So some of the numbers, according to the Fed's most recent projections back in December, economists didn't see inflation subsiding to 2% on a consistent basis until 2026. That could be higher, declining short-term interest rates for the next 2 years. However, inflation could still be falling steadily between now and then, meaning lower mortgage rates probably will drop more and less in tandem, but with nearly 90% of homeowners with mortgages rates under 6%, they'd have to fall well below that to prompt sellers to afford it. And that's kind of what we're experiencing. Last year, 2023, we had a challenge. A lot of people had lower interest rates. Rates were 7.5%. Some were 8% last year. People said, no, not in the game. I'm out. I don't need to sell that bad, Ryan. And so people put it on hold. Investing, they pulled back. Builders were pulling back. They had projects that they had expanded, but we're cutting some of those back. Our price to income numbers are about 35%. Our rent to income, meaning our debt ratio, is about 36%. And then, and that's up about 0.02%. Interest rates, 7.62, up 72%. Wow. So, with all that being said, we know it's an election year. I know we talk about it. It seems like, Ryan, you talk about election year all the time. But kind of what we in a builder were talking about, the affordability factor is no longer here. It just doesn't seem to be present. And as soon as the interest rates go really, really low, that's what kind of some economists think. If the rates go anywhere in the 5.5%, 5% range, the inventory will be gone. So we're somewhat artificially low-level inventory, and the sales over the last 2 years has kind of propped up values. And that's kind of what you're seeing maybe some with the feds and the interest rates. First quarter here, we're extremely busy, our busiest quarter in 24 years. So it's pretty wild. But what do you see here recently? Well, you see a little bit of slowdown. What correlates with that? You guys know that. You know the answer. The interest rates. And so median home price is about $412,000 across the country, and that's up 2.2% year over year. Housing supply, again, 2.5 months of inventory across the country, and that's up 0.12 year over year. Rental prices. We're on rental prices, Ryan. 2,047 average rent price, up 1.4% year over year. How about rental vacancies? They're up 0.7%, 6.6 as a total. So what are some opportunities in the marketplace that's going to affect that? Could foreign affairs affect the housing market as we proceed forward from 24 to 2028? It could. That's an opportunity. Don't know what's going on. Obviously something in the world that throws us into chaos, which just turned on the news every week or every day. Just a matter of time, right? So those things obviously affect the market. We talked about job growth, and what we're seeing here is in East Tennessee, and what we see in our office as a routine factor is that hybrid work schedules are likely here to stay. Got some of my team members that work from home. It's not uncommon. And so as more people commute and remote and working from home, opportunities are opening up. What does that mean in the real estate market? That buyers as a whole, used to look in certain areas. Now they're opening up all across the country. And East Tennessee is a popular destination. And so as more people work from home, opportunities in the real estate market, more homeschooling, different things like that, schools and things like that, more private schools have opportunities. Higher costs for owning cars are impacting the suburbs. That's everywhere. We know the car industries, they've got a little bit of an inventory right now. But at the same time, the average car price is nearly $48,000 for a used car. They jumped 38% from $27,000. And these factors are obviously potential volatile during the oil market. So, a lot of things that we're dealing with that we haven't had to deal with before. And let's talk about AI. How is AI opening to the real estate market? Job force. I always laugh. I tell everybody, I say, well, they haven't replaced me yet. But as soon as y'all see the robot come on here and do the radio and sell, then it's time to go fishing and working on my golf game. But not yet, not yet. But, AI, this is on a serious note. I was reading something the other day that, Walmart's taking down several, and you've seen it, different stores where they don't have people, waiting on you or working with you. It's just computers. You go there, you scan yourself, and you better be very careful. Make sure you scan and get everything right. It's changing times. But with anything, cost of home ownership will always be a metric. We're seeing more people, friends and family, live with each other, move together, combine housing. So we're expecting moving forward, what's the 24 or 5-year national housing market prediction, Ryan? 2024 is about $390 billion of real estate sold. That's a negative 0.8% change year over year. The prediction was $438 billion. Existing home sales are expected to be down some, about 18% from year-over-year projections to about 4,700. New single-family homes, 6.4% up, and year-over-end median rents, 3.2% up, with an average rent of about $2,000. Multifamily home median rents are about $1,820, up 2.7%. And the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was projected to be 6.8%. It's going to come in probably about 6.4 as an average this year. After falling sharply in 2023 with the lowest levels of inventory since 95, home sales are projected to jump sharply in 24 and 25. Well, that's until the interest rates and kind of things got involved. So that's where the projections, that we're seeing things that as the interest rates, even if the interest rates go down some, affordability is still a factor. So what do you do? Stay within your budget, number one. Regardless of the income, if you're thinking about buying a home, make sure you have your savings in order. Make sure you have your reserves. You know, we're a big Ramsey Trusted Solutions over here, and so budget's key, staying within your debt ratio. Get with a great lender if you're starting to search for homes. You may not know exactly where price range are, and we've got some great vendors here, great lenders we can help you with to walk you along that line of getting pre-approved. And if you're buying or selling a home, very, very important. You're going to carry two mortgages or not. Those are opportunities you want to have conversations out in the front before we get going. And then if you're thinking about selling or just want opportunities to handle all that process, I encourage you guys to reach out to me at your convenience. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Enjoyed being with you, Real Estate with Ryan. Look forward to seeing you next weekend. You guys have an amazing weekend.